Three, two, one, and we're live.
Hey, what's good, y'all? It's your boy Dylan here with another Recapable. I got my man Vlad in the building.
Yes, sir.
How you
Yes,
feeling
sir.
tonight, Vlad?
Oh man, I'm good, brother. I'm good, man. Got to see Bill Collector versus A.ward, so you know I'm turned up. How are you, my man?
Oh, for sure. This is definitely one of my favorite battles. Yeah, I'm feeling great. It's one of my favorite battles of the year so far. All three rounds, it was entertaining. I've I was asleep on Bill Collector this year. France was telling me he's been having a pretty good year, and this was just another one of those performances from him. Thing being Mr. Consistent, this battle was fire.
Man. This battle was crazy. Matter of fact, man, before we get started, this battle was so dope that we almost forgot to do the pre-rolls and all that. First of all, ladies and gentlemen, you guys are now tuned into Let's Talk Battle Rap Podcast, an episode of the Recappables, Dylan and Vlad tonight. And as always, if you want to email us at let's talk battle rap at gmail.com. Also, follow us on Twitter and Instagram and all that good stuff. Don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe. All right. Now, back to the battle. Yeah, man. Dylan, man, I was fortunate enough to actually be in the building for this battle. And happened back in October down in Philadelphia. And man, when I told you this battle happened in person, like I was just so blessed to actually be there. I just remember tweeting crazy from the battle, and people like, "What? What is it? A classic? Is it a classic?" Now that you have had a chance to seen it. What grammar I got? Now that you've seen the battle, yo, is this a classic or damn near classic? Really good battle, great battle. Where do you, before we even break it down, where do you put it at?
I mean, first watch. It's. I would consider it
A light
a
classic?
a light, yeah, like a light classic, but like a great battle. It's a top battle
Right.
of the year for
Yeah, man.
sure.
Yo,
I mean, it was
I found myself bringing it
no,
back. I watched it like 3 times today, man. And I kept on catching little things in the battle here and there and whatnot. Like this shit was fire, man. Where do we even begin with this battle, Dylan?
man. I don't even. Do we? I mean, we can just go into the a little bit of the history. I know A.ward is a Bill Collector fan.
Yeah, big time.
And he's not shy about that at all. He definitely has said that before, and he said it in the battle.
Yeah.
Even into the first round, he addresses it off top that he was one of his favorite battlers.
Yeah, man. He even said that this
And
was on his bucket list to do. Like he couldn't, you know, like he had to have this battle, which is pretty crazy to think about. I'm like, I didn't see this battle coming from nowhere, but I'm glad they put it together though. I'll tell you that much, man.
yeah, for sure. I mean, and it's not something that I don't think people were anticipating or really excited for when they heard it, but
Mm-hmm.
it turned out amazing. And they both came to play. And I think because A.ward is a fan of Bill Collector, he didn't take him lightly.
Right.
And Bill Collector being on the return that he's been on this year, he just kept going on that pace, and he knows that A.ward, is good at what he does, and he didn't take him lightly either. So they both came with 3 fire rounds, and I think off the top, it's easy to say that Bill Collector is the better performer.
Mm-hmm.
He's got a better stage presence. I feel like more crowd interaction, more that type of feel, and he was kind of at home field advantage a little bit.
Right.
So in the building, it was going to favor him for sure, and I don't think it's far fetched to say that A.ward has probably a better pen.
Yeah, but you know what's funny? When I left the building, I honestly didn't have a winner. Like, you know what I'm saying? I honestly couldn't pick a winner. Um, it was just like, yo, A-Ward said this, but Bill Collector said that. A-Ward did this, but Bill Collector did that. You know what I'm saying? And I just couldn't pick a winner from this joint leaving the battle. And it's funny that you say that A-Ward might have the better pen, but watching this thing back, like, yo, Bill Collector sneaks in so many bars in this battle that I'm like, yo, it's just two little different type of pens, but they both got pens, man. Like This battle was crazy.
Yeah, they both, they stepped it up for this one. They came with some shit. I don't know how long they had to prepare for this, but
Right?
it was entertaining all the way through. And every time you thought, because A.ward went first, and every time you thought that A.ward was like having a crazy round, like, man, I don't think Bill Collector could do nothing with that. He came and it was like it didn't even really matter that much, because he came prepared, and he came to perform for the crowd. And it was like, even when you thought that the round was kind of gonna be A.ward's, it never actually seemed that way. And the same thing with Bill Collector, when I his first round, that even, watching it back, I had to see it a couple times. That first round was crazy. Like, I couldn't,
Crazy.
from both of them. And we can go ahead and get into it.
Let's do it, brother. Let's do it, man. We've been amping this up enough. Let's get to it, player.
For sure. I don't really have too many notes as far as bars, but I did watch it like three times as well. And A.ward comes out, and he got that one line with the scam likely. That was, I mean, that's early on. He had the Bill Collector on my line, scam likely.
Yeah.
Like, that was one of the better Bill Collector flips that we've heard.
Yeah, I also love how he started off the battle reciting one of Bill Collector's old rhymes. So as you can see, he's paying homage to Bill by saying, yo, let me go back to your earlier battles and start the battle off with this to pay homage or whatever. But
Oh,
then
yeah,
he
the D.
get the E, get the F off my back. But then it's all a scheme. I'm thinking, oh, he's paying homage to him. Oh, it's all a scheme. But then he flips it
Yeah.
back to why you left off the first three letters. I just wanted to show you that BC always came after A or whatever. I was like, oh, yo.
That was fire. I didn't even see that coming. Like,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I was like, yo, man, he's starting off from the beginning. I was like, yo, A.ward's bombing already. So I'm like, but you can see Bill Collector's like, oh shit, oh, I gotta pay attention to this dude. You know what I mean? Like, he ain't come to play. And yo, he just had some really good Bill Collector joints, man. Just like, whenever we've heard Bill Collector flips before, but the way he went about it, and just saying, like, even when the Bill Collector calls, how you name after yourself, after someone who willingly wiretaps people's lines and stuff like that and everything. And so many dope Bill Collector flips to start off the battle with, man.
Yeah, and it's not. I mean, he also did some of the show out, that angle and everything he brought into it, but he did it in a way that people haven't before. And then he goes in and brings up the fact that, and this was later in the round. We're going out of sync, but it's all right. He goes into, well, I'm gonna bring up angles that have been used, but you probably gonna talk about my faith, so it doesn't really matter.
Right. Yeah, and even when he used the show out, he actually brought it back around to go back into the Christian faith, like, oh, they say you're supposed to turn the other cheek. You would have gave him your whole noggin and all that. I'm like, yo, A.ward, man, like, I know he saved and he gave his life up, but I'm like, this dude got a slick mouth, pause, man. I'm like, yo, he had to get into a lot of scraps talking like this. Man. I'm like, yo,
yeah, he definitely been around the block before. He's not like somebody who just walked into the culture or walked into something like this and tried to.
I'm like, Ward is fucking greasy, man. I'm like, yo,
yeah,
he's crazy.
Yeah, exactly. And I think it's cool when the Christian dudes don't just present this, I'm a Christian, I'm a good person, we don't promote violence and all this other, it happens. Fights happen, things like that happen, and we're going to talk about it. And it doesn't matter if I'm Christian or not, but we're going to talk about it.
But you know what's funny, though? It's like, all right, to me, A.ward, like, I don't even look at him as a Christian rapper. You know what I'm saying? Or a Christian battle rapper, because he just brings bars. The only thing is he might say, hey, I like Jesus and he's coming to save you. But he doesn't, but that's it. You know what I'm saying? Like, he might just drop that at the end and keep it moving. But everything else is just like straight battle rap. And not for nothing, probably like 85% of these battle rappers are Christians. You know what I'm saying? They just don't admit it or whatever, So
yeah, or they grew up Christian or whatever. I mean, whether or not they embrace it is just, that's the only difference, is that the horseman actually that's their thing. That's something that they put first, and they let you all know that. But they still come with the bars, and A.ward is no exception at all.
Yeah, man. And the thing that I did like about this battle is that Bill Collector didn't, stay on the Bible things too long or made it all Christian like or whatever.
Nope.
Like he just battled him like a battler, which made this battle even crazier. You know what I'm saying? Like, but yeah, man. First round, A.ward went ham, and he was straight going through. And at this point, I'm like, yo, Bill Collector he's gonna have to fight, man. Like this ain't gonna be no walk in the park or whatever. Like A.ward really laid down some groundwork with that first round, man.
Yeah, and fight he did, man, because he came back in his first round, and I was like, damn,
Man.
A-Ward is crazy, but
Yep.
you could tell when Bill Collector started rapping that he was here to rap, and he was here to not just have some bars. He was performing. He was funny. I mean, he
Hell
had
yeah.
everything this round,
Man,
and
yo, I've been watching Bill Collector for a while now, damn near 3/4 of a decade, we could say, right? And
mhm.
you've seen him on screen and you see the drunken master style, and you're like, yo, is this dude drunk? Is he like hot? Like what is he on? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like only certain people can wiggle and move and have like that certain presence like how he has. You know what I'm saying? Like there's only a couple of people in every neighborhood that's like a bill collector. You know what I'm saying? And yo, to see this fool in person, yo, it's like I don't know, man. It's like some other energy is being channeled through him while he's performing because it's not human like, yo. Like it's pretty hypnotizing in person. Like it's crazy.
Yeah, I
Like
mean, and even on cam, his performance is like that's what I was saying too. Like I was engaged the whole time, like this entire battle. They both had me like glued to the screen. I didn't even like want
yo,
to look away. I didn't feel the need to look at my phone during the battle. Like when I was
right?
watching it on YouTube, like nothing. I wanted to see what they had to offer. And Bill Collector was so entertaining, and it honestly reminded me. The one I think of was him versus John with some of the
Mm.
performance,
Mm-hmm.
the way that he was, like it channeled some of that Bill Collector, but this might have been even better, honestly.
Yo, this bill collector was super he stuck to the script. It felt like it was just like super prepared and it was three completely written rounds. You know what I'm saying?
You,
Like with
you have yeah. Do you have any
no
quotes from
random
his first
bags.
round?
Yo, my man said you get two threes under your lid. That's a shoebox. Hold right at the top of your
Fucking
head. That's a
yo,
juice box. 2 packs strapped across my wave. Thug life. I live like Tupac. I was like, yo,
bro.
he was going ham on him, man. He was going ham on A.ward, man.
Yeah, and then on top of the way that he was delivering the bars, it gave him more crowd reaction than
Hmm.
A-Ward, I feel like, in that first round. But it was warranted in this case because he was fire. I mean, and he was coming the everything was there. Like I honestly I didn't
Yeah.
think he was lacking in any aspect in this round. Neither was A-Ward, but I think that because the performance wasn't as good as Bill Collector's, that he was just a little bit behind,
Yeah,
just a tad.
yeah, like A.ward, the aggression is there, like the projection is there, everything is there. It's just the simple things like the way Bill Collector will. I know this is gonna sound stupid when people play it back, like, what do you mean wiggle his shoulders? But yo, the way this fool is wiggling while he's rapping, like you said, it gives it another layer of delivery. You know what I'm saying? But then Bill also got sneaky bars like well, he said, man, aiming at your roof, everything I angle leads to the gutter. You know what I'm saying? Something make the
Hmm.
raindrops or whatever. And you're like, oh shit, the roof angles to the gutter. Da, 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 da. So it's like
Hmm.
people think Bill Collector's saying a lot of filler as he's leading up to his punches, but I'm like,
Yeah,
no.
it's that goofy delivery that he's kind of giving off that makes you think that he's not saying something crazy, but he's packing it with bars this round.
Right. And it's like, yo, and I thought A.ward had a lot of punches, but A.ward had more schemes leading up to punches. You know what I'm saying? Like within the joints. But it felt like Bill Collector was just punch after punch after punch. Then he take a little
Hmm.
comedy break. You know what I'm saying? Then a punch
Yeah,
after punch. And then you're like, oh my God, like this dude ain't stopping. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, for sure. I mean, and that was one reason why I gave it a slight edge to Bill Collector in that first round.
That's how I saw it
Um,
also, man. I saw I think A.ward was a little not surprised, but it was like, oh, okay, I got this bill collector. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean,
Like,
I think he was probably pleasantly surprised. Like, okay, I didn't get the
absolutely.
bill collector that just came in here for a check,
Right.
and he came in here to actually rap, and he's proven something, and he just continued having the good year that he's been having.
Yeah, because not for nothing, I can't even say that about Bill this year. Coming for a check, like he's been coming to play
Hmm.
like every battle that I've
Hey,
seen him in.
well, if we when we get into it though, A.ward did address that he's been battling a lot.
Yeah,
So
but he's been bringing it though. You know what I'm saying?
facts,
So it's like
facts.
yo, can you really get mad if you see one of your favorite rappers battling all the time and you always like it? You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah, not at all. I mean, he's not choking. He's not coming and stumbling or
Right?
having short rounds. He's performing and he's doing his thing, and I don't see a problem with that at all. I don't care if he takes 20 battles if he's coming prepared for every battle and entertaining me.
Right. And I mean, listen, man, and we know everyone wants to be on the Empire, but if the Empire ain't fucking with you, what you gonna do? You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta work. And
Right.
he's out here working, man. He might have to work twice as hard as the guys on the Empire's roster or whatever. But
Hmm.
hey, he's out here showing like, yo, I could do twice as much work and still be more fired than some of these cats. So salute to Bill, man. In that first round, I definitely gave Bill the edge on that first round, but both guys were super fired, man. Going into the
Yeah.
second, what you thought about it, brother?
Man, A.ward came out in the second, and I,
Man.
this was another. I mean, he wrote. Is it safe to say he wrote uphill? I mean,
Oh yeah, 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 yeah.
because I think his third round is his best round, but I think he wrote uphill this battle, and his first was fire. So to say that he wrote uphill, I think is actually pretty impressive.
Hmm. What was
But
some of your favorite parts of the second round?
um, yeah, yeah, like I said, I don't have my notes on me, man. I gotta
Let me see. Let me
to
pull some
the.
up.
I just watched it right before this actually, so I don't have the quote of exactly
Nah,
what bars.
but just the feel of the second round, like what was he going
It,
through?
he came stronger. I don't know if seeing Bill Collector go off the way he did in the first kind of,
Mhm.
I don't want to say lit a fire in A.ward, but he kind
Oh
of,
no, it definitely did.
yeah,
That it did for sure.
because he came out a little bit stronger,
Hmm.
and he was focused more on his presence, and he was trying to at that crowd. He wanted to get the crowd back on his side too, because you could feel that the energy in the building was towards Bill Collector.
Right. Yeah, man.
A.ward kind of, and you can hear the crowd too, like while Bill Collector was rapping, like get this wigger and da 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 da. You know what I'm saying?
Yo,
Like they were.
I was
You
that.
could hear it. You hear it a couple times. You hear it a couple times.
Yo,
You
you
feel me?
saw that
So he,
one time when A.ward was looking back like, huh? Like,
you're
yo,
right, and he's like, I'm not even.
did he
He's
really
like, is
just
that?
say
Do I
that?
fit that category? Do I fit that category right now? Like,
Yo, that's
I think that
gotta
I'm pretty authentic.
that shit had me cracking up because it's like he really had to think about it. Like, wait a minute, I'm not really. No, like I don't like this. Even the black dudes in the crowd were like, I don't know about this, man. Hold on, let me see
Yeah, I
something.
mean, but it's
Hold on,
still. I
hold
mean,
on.
that's one thing.
Who's
That was nice.
probably picking up after this?
Oh, wow. And that's some of that Christian stuff. Yo, that is a fire impression.
And that is something Bill Collector would write. You know what I'm saying? Like you can
Yeah, that's
see
what I'm
Bill
saying. That
saying
was
something
fire
like
because that
that.
sounds exactly like something he would say. That sounded like something he said in this battle.
Yep. Facts, man. Th- Now, but you definitely got to respect that, man. He even went to that joint and
Oh, that was fire.
Yeah, man.
That
So
was
yeah,
fire.
he went into that whole bag about how he's just a random mid tier, like running around and all that. But second round definitely took it up a notch, man. And
And the rebuttals from A.ward definitely gave him some points for me.
absolutely, absolutely.
Because, anytime somebody can freestyle and actually, it doesn't flop, that's you got to give him points for that. And that was one thing that he did well. And then Bill Collector actually did it also, and tried to. I think he saw how well it worked for A.ward and wanted to as good, to be
Uh-huh.
honest.
Yeah. They're going into the Bill Collector's second round. It was interesting being in the building because you guys got to imagine this is a big ass bar that we're in, right? And the space that you're seeing is just the stage section or whatever. But behind everybody, it's just a big bar, like far behind us. So, we're all packed in by the front and people are still drinking and eating. There's wings being served. Like it's like a regular Saturday. You know what I'm saying?
That sounds like a
So
fire event.
yeah. So it's like everything's still going on. So, you got the glass making noise. And at one point, man, like it really took away from Bill's performance a little bit because he really had to kind of address it. And you could see it kind of drain his energy. But besides that, though, I felt like Bill's second round was a notch lower than his first round. It didn't hit
Mhm.
quite as hard for me. You know what I'm saying? But it
Yeah.
definitely was still fire though. But I felt like this was the round that A.ward clearly took to me.
Yeah, and I mean I agree because, and like I said earlier, with A.ward riding uphill, and
Hmm.
then like you mentioned with Bill Collector kind of riding a little bit downhill,
Hmm.
I think that was the difference for me. Um,
Although Bill Collector's third to me was crazy.
A-ward's third was crazy too. That's what I'm saying. This was one of my favorite battles of the year.
Yo,
Like,
I don't even think I can pick a winner from the third round. I mean, we didn't even get to it yet, and we already like kind of calling that one a draw. But yeah, man. So going into the third, I was like, all right, man, this is 1-1 right now, and this is a really close battle. And then A.ward just came out with the
with that rebuttal,
oh man, talk about it, brother.
bro, he came out with and I don't have the exact quote, but he comes out with he talking about the devil this, and then God stopped him mid round. Like,
Yeah, man.
bro, that was crazy.
Yeah, and then yo, A.ward had that fire BC era
That was
scheme, man.
crazy.
Yo,
That was a triple.
yeah, because basically, you know what? Matter of fact, hold on, brother. Let me see.
It's a lot of miles from Kansas City. I gotta bring my best.
Let's get this.
Proud. Yelling all again in a second. He pulled the grip out. Told me I'm Devil Barbell. Then God silenced him mid-round. That's nice.
There
That
goes the
was
rebuttal, and now he peep the
points.
scheme, y'all. Peep the scheme.
That was so foul. That was so foul. You think I hack a shack? Said he Lazarus. Come back at that. Now let's talk.
Here come the scheme.
1 battle, 2 battle, 3 battle, 4. Bill, you out here taking battles galore. Bro, what's the matter, you boy? The people you rent your furniture from be knocking all out at your door.
Yeah.
Comedy.
Tell 'em, I just locked in a 1 round. I promise I can have it tomorrow. Bill, don't you got a battle tomorrow? Oh,
That was crazy.
Fun fact: Bill had a battle at Gates of the Garden the next day.
all time we shake hands, he lean in. Yeah, after this, boy, you want to go battle some more?
I love this because it shows that A.ward like also has a comedy side, man. Because we know he's got bars and we know that he can spit, but then when you see him going into this comedy bag, you're like, oh, it's another layer, another level. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and he has to because of the way that Bill Collector does the same thing.
Right, exactly. So he's showing that he can get and this didn't have to do with being silly either. You know what I'm saying? It's just showing like, yo, I got a sense of humor, and I can take, his hard work and diligence and flip that into something y'all laughing at. You know what I mean? So kudos to A.ward on that one. And let me see if I can find this scheme, man, because this scheme, I don't even want to try to explain it. I just want y'all to hear it so you can see how crazy it is. You know what I mean? So let me find this joint.
All of these small leagues, and it's because you don't win where it shows. So I figure it's only right that I send Eric's soul to a place where the streets would laugh at that little 10-karat gold. I'm nice. I'm nice. I could care less how good he's been for this city. I know a way through, and this 3-0 gonna be clean. You think I'm lying? Then make moves. These old heads mad at the raw talent. When we level up, it plagues you, because I give them across the sea, and I credit JC when I won too. Step up and pay dues. Now that last one,
Here we go.
punches y'all could relate to. But I did say goodies, level up in 1-2 step. The scheme could be C era. But I also mentioned Noah, the plagues, Lions Den, and cross the sea. Things that happen in the
BC era.
And I mentioned City, Clean, Raw, and JC, rappers from BC eras.
Talk to him.
Talk to him. Yo, that was a dope triple, man. And I'm sorry for all you casual fans out there. You probably like, oh, I don't even know why that's so fire. But for those of us in the culture,
try to pause that real quick.
Yes, sir. My bad. Yeah, but for those of us, man, from the culture who's been following from that era when Rosenberg came out and all those other guys came out, like that scheme was super fire. And I love the fact that he set it up to where it sounded like, oh, he was just going nowhere, or it was just filler or whatever, or like, what is he talking about? But when he brings it back around, and then each time the reaction just gets crazier and crazier and crazier, that's a skill that a lot of vets haven't even acquired yet, and a lot of mid-tier guys haven't even acquired yet. So, man, if this is a preview of what A.ward's going to do once he finally gets that, shall we call it main stage PG? Because I don't think he's gonna get one of these little small room joints.
Especially being in the same group as Loso, he will not settle for anything less than like a Born Legacy.
Right? You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, yo, you got the rebuttal to start the round. You got you got the comedy to also start the round. And then you go into this crazy triple, you know what I'm saying, with the BC era, man. And all of it, none of it was not really a reach. I don't think there was a reach in there like that. You know what I'm saying? So,
no, I don't think so at all. And like the way that, it could be Sierra,
right?
Like, that's not a reach.
BC, like, and then the BC Sierra, before Christ, and then BC Bill Collector's era. So fire writing.
That all fits, and it's a triple. And yeah, like you said, not a lot of people are good at layering things like that, and actually having a scheme that connects thoroughly.
Yeah, man, because, when you're in the building and it's like, oh, you get the first one, you're like, oh, you get the second one, you're like, oh, and then you get the third one, you're like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
and each one was better. Like the BC era, like the Sierra one was all right, that's cool. You named Sierra songs,
right?
But then, oh shit, the BC era, that's some before Christ Christian rapper. That's you tuning into that, and then from his era of rappers, and then you start tuning it into that, and people actually start to like connect more and more with each layer, and that's something that we don't see that often, and that hit real hard.
And you know what though, to talk about actually the writing, because he made it accessible for both people in the building and then people who are going to watch it on cam, because you get the last three as he explains it and he does the BC stuff. But as he's telling you, oh, you probably thought I said nothing in those last 4 bars, you're rewinding it back, trying to find each and every word that he said within that scheme, because we're fickle. So we're going to try to find it and try to point out any reaches or whatever. And it's like, yo, not only did you satisfy the hardcore fans who want to go back and listen to the lyrics and find the little pieces to the puzzle, but then even because there was some casual fans in there, you know what I'm saying? Like, there was definitely some casual fans, some tag along girlfriends making sure their dudes wasn't cheating and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Exactly.
They was up in there, and they were reacting to the second half of that when he explained the BC part. But I know for damn sure they didn't know what he was talking about when he said those other bars, previous to that.
Yeah,
So
and that's why he addressed it. Y'all probably don't think I wasn't
yeah,
saying much, and then when he brings it back, you're like, "Damn, you actually were saying something." I didn't think you were. You were right. I didn't think you were really
yup.
talking like that.
And then the thing is, the only way you can really see what the hell he was saying is when it finally drops on YouTube, and then you're rewinding it back, and you're rewinding it back, and you're like, oh
Yeah, because
shit.
he never brought back the original
And
bar.
I love that, man. Because I hate when they be like, the thing and the thing and the thing. And I'm like, yeah, I got it, man. Like, how slow do you think I am?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I think that was it helped him out doing it that way too, and because it was a triple so layered that it was, it actually helped him a lot to leave it the way he did and get through it. It actually helped the crowd reaction too.
Facts.
Actually built that suspense. But now this was a fire round from A.ward, man. This was another one of those. I don't think Bill Collector can do nothing with it, and
Right.
Bill Collector starts rapping
And keeps rapping and rapping and rapping
and performing and wiggling as Vlad would call it. I mean, he was all over the stage. He was barking on him.
Yeah.
He tried the rebuttal. He tried to start it off with the, God didn't stop me mid round. I forgot how he finished it, but
Let's see what my man Bill
still,
said. Let's get a
he
highlight from
flashed it.
Bill. Let's see.
He flashed it a little bit.
And in the crowd, we're really sitting there like, yo, we got a classic on our hands, man. Big Philly, big stars there, man. Freeway.
But I gotta correct you that round. God, last round ain't stopped me, homie. I didn't choke, homie. Your brother Kenan called and I ain't got no coke on.
Yeah, because in the second round, Bill Collector got the precise amount of days that A.ward's brother has been sober, and congratulations to A.ward's brother. And he went. I mean, we forgot this, and he went into like a whole dope scheme and coke scheme, but it wasn't super tacky. But it was like Bill Collector funny to the point where even A.ward had to laugh. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah, and it also was a little bit of that disrespect factor too that people like in battle rap, because it's like, oh, your brother's sober, well, let me serve him on the block. Like,
right?
let me catch him on the block. I bet he buys his dime bag
Oh
from me.
my
Like,
god, man! I was like,
so
yo, these dudes are stupid, man. But yo, man, Bill Collector.
It's me, brother. All my work sinks good in the water because I pitch it well. Ward wanna act like he down, give him a script to sell. Dark nights, this joker be preaching all of my script, and well, I hit him with a Batman, and that'll make a Christian Bell. But he white, so when he ran, he slipped and fell.
every scary movie ever.
The 9-1 pre-dialed in his phone, he came equipped to tell.
The 9 and the 1 pre-dial in your phone. He came equipped to tell.
Yeah,
It's so many stupid little bars like that. Just, I mean, I'm not doing it.
so
Just, you know what I'm saying? But it's just so
entertaining.
entertaining. And then he gets into the bars later on, man.
Without 2 arms, run you up the steps. I rock you.
Oh yeah, this one was fire.
You jump man, your arm up, your legs fly. A wave make the crowd surf. The shot make you stage dive. The left hand blue, either I'm playing Twister or I'm going cuz. He mouse over, preview the clip. This bitch porn.
Shout out to all the porn lovers.
I don't care about that Jesus shit, bro. I put them shooters over top of you, flashing like a copier. Niggas start stopping you, flatter than tilapia. What else? 2
Yeah.
BC's stupid, man.
I mean, and
Stupid.
that's just one example
Mm-hmm.
of how Bill was coming this whole battle, and it's you can hear the performance in that clip.
And you can see it. Like you can see he's really like trying to defeat A.ward, man. Like he wrote for this battle, man, like all out.
You know what, man? You saw that he brought back his love for battle rap.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure this whole year he's been displaying it, but you really get the feel in this battle. And I don't know if it's so much that, he knows that A.ward, he respects A.ward and his craft, and he knows that this is a good look for both of them.
Right.
But it was so fun to see. It was overall just amazing. But I got to ask you, you got to pick a winner for that round.
Yo, before that, can we get to the scope?
Oh,
one time with the scope.
Go ahead. Go ahead. I didn't think he was going to even bring it out.
Three of the things from the steel, he's Chef Trez Mafia. Come on, man.
Three of them things from the.
Come on, man.
That's three of them things from the steel.
Chef Trez Mafia, man.
That was fire.
Bruh, honestly, man, I honestly got this round knotted up, man. Like, I ran this round back purposefully, and I enjoyed both guys' rounds just as much, man. I'm like at a standstill because I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. Today I could feel like BC won. Tomorrow I could feel like A.ward won. The next day Bill Collector. The next day A.ward. So it wouldn't even be fair for me to pick it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean that's how I felt about it. At first I thought because the first time I listened to it, I thought A.ward won the third.
Mm-hmm.
And then the second time I was like, I don't know about that.
Yeah.
And then the third time I really was like, you know what, man? I think I'm gonna just enjoy this. Because it almost feels wrong picking a winner, but I'll go with my first instinct of slightly by the slightest of slight edges to A.ward, just because that was my initial thought.
Yeah.
This is one of those. I'm not mad at whoever you have. You don't even have to justify it to me. It's justified by watching the battle.
Yeah.
I don't need to hear why you think who won. Whoever you think won, that's fine.
Well, you know what? For the sake of controversy, then I'm gonna go with the slightest of edges. Bill Collector there. You know what I'm saying? And everybody else out there, y'all pick a side, because if you want us to pick a side, you guys are crazy. And in this one, there are no losers in this battle. You know what I'm saying? Both guys won. Both guys put on a hell of a battle. This is a battle I'll be going back to. Also, this is in the same vein of kind of sort of YK and QP and other recappables that we did. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can go back to that, although this one is closer to me. You know what I mean? But it's just such a fun battle. So many bars in the battles, man. Like, Bill Collector is giving you battles that you want to see with high replay and entertainment value over and over again. Because not for nothing, we watch battle rap as an escape. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes you just need like that fix. And so far, man, I don't know who else can give you that BC fix like he does. You know what I'm saying? And now you got A.ward as a shot of adrenaline out there to the battle rap world, and he's got a point to prove.
A.ward's getting better with every battle too. Like, we gotta give him his credit. He's still fairly new to the sport.
Yeah, man. So
you can see his progress. It's crazy how good he is with the pen, and the more comfortable he gets on stage, the more dangerous he becomes.
Yep. And I want to see the elevation, from both of these guys. Like, I definitely want to see A.ward take that next step, and we all know what that next step is to cross over to the Empire and see if you can do it on that stage, in front of those people and in front of that. That
I'm hoping
crowd, you know what I mean?
It won't be, but I would like to see him battle Jack Boy.
Yeah, that would be fire. I think they're gonna have to throw him in front of someone else first. They're gonna have to, but man, be careful what you ask for. That's all I'm gonna say. You know what I'm saying? And come on, man, not for nothing. Bill Collector's been killing all year. What are we doing? Holla at this man. You know what I'm saying? Put him on y'all stages. RBE, what are we doing? Can we get Bill Collector
Give him a
back on that
plate.
stage, please? Can we give him a plate? You know what I'm saying? I don't know, what kind of conversations you guys are
Somebody.
having. Like, come on, man. Like, this brother
I think
needs.
this battle though, this battle does a lot for both of them. I think they
Absolutely.
both will get more phone calls than after this drop because it was just such a fire back and forth from both of them. I don't see how a league could watch this battle and not want to have them on their stage.
Yeah, man, this battle holds up the integrity of battle rap. You got a style clash, you got different types of writings, you got all kinds of entertainment from both sides. You can show this to someone who's not a hardcore fan, and you can show this to someone who's a hardcore fan, and they'll both get things out of it that they can enjoy. You know what I'm saying? So
Absolutely.
I wanna salute Crack Liberty for putting this battle together.
For
It was a
sure.
privilege to be there out there in Philly to see this battle in person. I want to shout out A.ward. Happy birthday, brother. I
Happy
want
birthday.
Word. I want to shout out Bill Collector, man. You've been cooking all year, and we definitely have to get Bill Collector on this show because this man has a story to tell. He's been through hell and back, and he's still persevering. You know what I'm saying? So big shout out to Bill Collector, man. And this was so much fun to recap, man. Dylan, can you please take us home, brother?
Yes, sir, man. This has been Let's Talk Battle Rap Podcast. You can catch us on all streaming platforms. It's your boy Dylan, King Snowflake, 2 E's on Instagram and Twitter. Got Program V with me.
Yes, sir. On Instagram and
Hit
Twitter,
up
check us out.
hit up LTBR Podcast on Instagram and Twitter for all kinds of battle rap news, updates, recaps, episodes,
Talk
whatever y'all
about it.
need, whatever
Talk
you're looking
about it.
for. We are here for y'all.
Yeah, man. Big things coming in 2019, man, to everyone who's been supporting us. Thank you for coming along for the ride. And we just getting started, man. So until next time, everybody, peace.
Peace.